Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So today, some of the people said we're hungry. I happen to have this awesome Savory Butcher turkey roast, which is all netted. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. We're gonna make a quick meal in the air fryer for everybody here in the office. I'm gonna show it to you from beginning to end, and we're gonna start by making an injection. So I'm gonna throw in a stick of butter into a pan. We're gonna toss it over on the stove. We're gonna get it warmed up. I'm gonna put a teaspoon of this Better Than Bouillon roasted. It's like, you ever see that stuff at the store? Oh gosh, what do you call it? Chicken stock and whatnot. Well, I ran across this Better Than Bouillon stuff, and it's got all kinds of cool flavors. So we're gonna put that in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of brown sugar. I'm gonna use the lighter brown sugar because I'm not trying to get it super sweet, but I'm gonna put a whole tablespoon of it in here. We're gonna put a tablespoon of that. And then, for richness, I'm just gonna add a little bit of browning sauce. And we're gonna go over to the stove, we're gonna melt this down, and then we're gonna inject this turkey breast roast. And we're gonna get this thing going. Man, that stuff smells good. Better Than Bouillon, roasted garlic base. So they just roast down a ton of garlic, and you got this gelatinous stuff right here. But anything you're using with it, you can actually make your bread and your garlic bread and stuff like that out of it. A lot of times I'll grab all kinds of crazy seasonings and stuff like that. I'm just gonna put onion soup packet on it. I'm gonna rub this all over this turkey breast. You can get them at your store, it's like 80 cents for a box of it. We're just gonna massage this all over the turkey breast. And everything that's on this cutting board right here, I will end up rolling this turkey breast around on that. And then we'll add our extra seasonings. But I want to do a whole base of this first because I love onion soup, number one. But I also like the flavor combination that comes here. And by putting it on early, I let that just sort of absorb onto the outside of it. I'm gonna come in behind you here. I'm gonna grab some onion salt, some garlic salt, some thyme and marjoram. Okay, now we're gonna season the outside of this breast, and I'm gonna throw on some thyme. I like the flavor. If you ever smell any of this stuff, I love smelling different seasonings because you can almost envision what the heck it's gonna taste like when you get done. Thyme is, if you look at it, thyme looks like a tiny version of rosemary, a little bit, but it has a very distinctive flavor. We're going to throw some marjoram on. And again, another different one. This kind of looks like ground up parsley. That's a pretty good smell. We're going to throw this on the outside of that. I love the fact that this thing's netted. So you can actually see the nettings holding these turkey breasts together. And when it does that, well, we'll just throw some sprinkles in there too. We're going to add some onion salt, even though I already put the onion soup mix on it, and then some garlic salt. On the outside of this guy, we'll finish it off with some cracked pepper. I'm gonna get my air fryer going to cool, let that start cooling a little bit. Get the hands into the rinse. We're gonna finish off the turkey breast with some cracked pepper. You guys, if you're not making a mess, it's probably not going to taste that good. So I like to make a mess when I cook. I don't really worry about it. I got to clean this whole thing up when I'm done anyway, so what the heck. Let's get crazy with the spices. All right, this thing here is looking good. In with the butter. So the brown sugar was kind of starting to caramelize a little bit in there. But that browning sauce is what you're really seeing. So, oh man, that's good. So we're gonna take this guy. Oh, she's brand new too, so see if I haven't tried this one yet. So let's see if she sucks up. Yep, there we go. Okay, we'll just start injecting that. And I'm gonna show you a cool little trick when we're done here. But we're gonna inject this thing in several different places. Look at that come out. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be good. So we had brown sugar, we had some garlic base in here, a little bit of kitchen bouquet browning seasoning, and butter. So we're gonna throw this in here. Get this guy injected. I got my air fryer heating up. This is gonna add some awesome flavor. So the goal here is we're gonna make this, we're gonna get this thing in the air fryer cooking, right? And then we are going to make some potatoes. I think we're gonna fry them up Southern style, so that's gonna be thin slices. And then as all this stuff drips down to the bottom, we'll end up making a gravy. And we're gonna serve this open face over some sourdough bread. And we're gonna have sliced fried potatoes on there too. So it's gonna be super duper healthy. All right. So that's looking good. All right. So I've got my air fryer set to 400 degrees. We're gonna set this critter right down in there like that. We're gonna take the rest of our injectable marinade. We're gonna pour that right over the top there. That's why I seasoned it early, so that the seasoning could stick in there. I'm gonna put that right on there. Close this back down, okay? All right, I'm gonna show you guys a cool trick for potatoes now. I love fried potatoes. I grew up eating them, but I'm gonna get some sliced up here, and then I'm gonna show you a cool trick that I use when I'm getting ready to prepare them, and you're gonna love it. So let's get these things sliced up. These are just russet potatoes. All right, so we're gonna get this last little critter here, get some slices on it. Woohoo! All right, so potatoes, they're delicious, everybody loves them, but you get a bunch of potatoes like this and you throw them in a pan and they all clump together as they cook. Well, we want to get a little crisp on these, so I'm going to show you what I do that seems to work really well. And we'll go with some garlic salt. We're going to grab some of this, and we'll grab some of, well, you turkeys, where'd you go with it? Oh, there we go. All right. So we're going to take our taters, we're going to douse them with some extra virgin olive oil. And if you're going to heat your pan up really super high, you probably want to go with a higher flashpoint oil, like grape oil or something like that. But we're gonna liberally coat these with just regular olive oil. Then we're gonna come back in over them with some of the garlic olive oil. Then we're going to season. I dropped my cap. Oh well. All right, so what goes good on potatoes? Obviously pepper and obviously salt. Now by doing this, by putting the seasonings on now with olive oil, we're gonna get our hands in here and we're gonna get dirty, y'all. We're gonna mix these things up. But I got some garlic salt there. Oh gosh, what else do I want to throw on here? We'll go with, you know what? Just dawned on me, I know what I've got. Let's get crazy. Let's throw some dehydrated chives in too, because that's gonna cook right into these potatoes. Oh man, is that gonna be good. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I've got some Himalayan sea salt over here. Yep, Crystal Caves pink sea salt. So let's go like this. Get some of that in there. All right, let's get dirty. When I'm doing this, guess what I'm doing? I'm getting every little piece of potato coated in olive oil. Not only that, but I'm getting every little piece covered in seasoning because I seasoned over the top of all these. So a lot of people just want to heat up oil in their pan. They cut up some potatoes, then they throw it in their pan. They're like, oh man, I can never get them right. Well, I'll tell you right now, if you do it this way, you're going to get them right. I don't even have oil in my pan right now. So We're gonna take these over. I just wanna make sure everything's covered and coated. Look at that. Man, that's actually pretty. Okay, so we got the green on there, garlic, we got olive oil, roasted olive oil. Let's go over and just throw them in our pan. Man alive. Look at that. Well, listen to that sizzle. Now, I didn't put any oil in my pan because why? I've got oil on every little piece of potato that I have right there. Plus, I've got seasoning. All right, so we threw the potatoes in the pan. You saw that. I threw a lid on because I want to actually hold the heat in here. I want to make sure these potatoes are cooked really well. So if you come on over, we'll throw this lid just like this. Man, that smells good. I love the sound too. Oh yeah. Look at that pretty color coming up on those potatoes. I want to make sure these things are cooked all the way through. And one of the ways you can do that is by just touching it with your spatula. When your spatula is able to start getting in there like this, which they aren't right now, you'll know that they're cooked enough. So I'm gonna throw the lid back on. I'm gonna let it do this whole steaming thing, cook up the taters. You can see I got some butter sitting in a pan over here because we're gonna take this sourdough bread and we're gonna toast it because we're gonna do an open face sandwich, but I don't want it soggy. I don't want anything like that. A little bit earlier, right in between cuts here, I opened this up, I temped my turkey roast. If you want to peek at it, you can come over here and take a look. But I just flipped it over because the other side is getting nice and dark. And then I threw in my thermometer because I'm looking for that perfect 160 degrees or so. But I also added some water in the bottom. So there's a couple different reasons. Right now, while this thing's cooking, remember I injected it with butter and brown sugar and all that good stuff? Well, that stuff's gonna start dripping out, right, as it cooks. The more it gets more internal temperature going, the more it's gonna force moisture out. So I threw some water into the bottom of this thing. I've got it in an air fryer basket right now. And that water's gonna take all that goodness and mix it up so that I can have an opportunity to create a good roux for a gravy that we're gonna put over the top of these sandwiches. In the meantime, while that's taking place there, I'm gonna start getting my sourdough laid out, and we're gonna heat up some butter and some garlic and stuff like that, and we are going to butter and garlic this beautiful Seattle sourdough bread, and we're gonna have some awesome sandwiches here. All right, so what I did is I melted down some butter here, and I put some more of that wonderful, wonderful garlic bouillon, better than bouillon base. And we're just gonna start getting this bread all covered. I'll let that soak in, but I wanna make sure I get all of it because I love the way it ends up toasting. And I got my broiler set at 400 degrees right now. So pretty quick, we will be getting these out. Probably about the time I set the turkey out to rest, we'll end up throwing these in to get that toast on them. All right, so we got that going. But let's take a look here. Oh yeah. These are good southern fried taters. All right, we are done with the lid. Now we're just gonna let them sit on the pan like that, and we'll come back and crisp them here and there. We are done with that lid. So let's check the temp on this right quick. Look at this. That is pretty. That there is a pretty roast. We are cooked right at that spot. How are we doing there? Cooked right about there. We still got a little bit to go over on this side. So I think what I'm gonna do, no, I think I'll just leave her like this. I'll turn it over on the side again. No, it's not gonna do it because this guy is sitting too high. That's all right. We'll set her right here. Let her go. We've ran probably about 35, 40 minutes on this roast. Actually, I'm a little surprised that it went as long as it did, but we are finally at a temp I can live with on this thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull it out, we're gonna let it set and rest. What I wanna do right now is I'm gonna get this bread toasting because it'll all come together pretty quick. So I got the broiler set, we're gonna set that in there, let that start crisping up. Our taters are looking really good. They got that nice crust on them. That's what I wanted. And because I oiled them all, ahead of time, I didn't have to add any oil to the pan. Now, I will let you know a little secret that I did. I had just a little bit of the butter and garlic that I put on the bread left, so what better spot than in with the taters? So there's going to be a lot of flavors coming along here, but we're going to take this and we're going to set it out here and we're going to let it rest. We're just going to let it sit just like that, do its thing, and then I am going to take this bottom tray, put that in the water right there, let that start going. Then I'm going to take this bottom tray right here that has all this good stuff in here, and I made a little turkey roux. So we're going to go ahead and put this turkey roux in here, and we're going to mix it up with all these little kibbles and bits down here. And then we're going to move this over to the stove, bring it up to a boil. Now I could probably do it in here. I've never tried it, quite honestly, in an air fryer. But I think because it's gravy, I want to keep it moving, and I don't want the I don't want it to clump. But man, that smells good. All right, so while that's resting, let's grab this thing. We'll move these potatoes to the side, and we'll just set that right there. And I don't think it'll hurt this any. We'll set that right there and get our gravy going. Okay, it is that magic moment we have been waiting for. So we're going to start by pulling the netting off of this critter. Man, that thing smells good. I'm telling you, this is going to be delicious. And this netting, oh man, look at that juice coming out. Forget about it. Look at that. If it ain't messy, it ain't good. That is for sure. All right, so we'll get the first couple slices out of this bad boy. Take a look here. Oh my gosh. Somebody's gonna have a good lunch. It's so hot, I'm gonna grab a fork. All right. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Because I know there are some hungry people around here. So we'll start with a beautiful toasted piece of that. And let's put some turkey on it. Get some of this. Oh, get some of these good bits too. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's great. And let's grab some of these southern fried potatoes. We'll toss those right up on top there. And then we're going to come over here and just get a ladle of good gravy goodness. You remember what I did with this, right? All right. Oh, baby. Now, just for good measure, we'll throw up another beautifully sliced piece of that. And there you go. Open-faced southern turkey breast that I got from Savory Butcher. It's the best. We're going to eat. Let's do it. Okay, so Adam, here's dinner. I want you to try this turkey roast that I made. I know you've been in there waiting for me to get something done and cooked, but rather than me take a bite like I normally do on camera, I thought it'd be more fun to watch you take a bite. So get after it.
This thing's sloppy. This thing's huge.
Now, if it ain't messy, it ain't good.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's amazing. You made the gravy too?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Gravy and southern fried taters and.
Yeah, that's an amazing sandwich, man.
Well,
really good.
enjoy.
Thanks, man.
I'll let you be. Anyway, we'll see you back here next time on My Kitchen where we'll cook up some other crazy creation that you can do in your own home. Talk to you later. Huh? Nah. My hands are like leather. Strong, like warrior.